Grand Ballroom on the second floor of the Westin in Uptown Charlotte. We welcome in head coach Geoff Collins and his Yellow Jacket student athletes. We will spend 15 minutes with the head coach and then 5 minutes with each of his players. As per normal, please introduce yourself and the agency that you are with. And Coach, we know right off the bat, left side, third row is your first question.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com, Coach. As you know, there are 4 new coaches in the Coastal Division for 2022. You're one of just 3 that coached in the league in 2021. Of course, you're focused on your own team now, but when the season starts and you get to game preparation, how complicated does all this change make your week-by-week preparation?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest pieces, just playing it one game at a time, 1 week at a time. Obviously, we were doing a lot of off-season studies over the summer and getting breakdowns on all the places that the other coaches have been throughout our league, throughout our conference, and the teams that we play. But excited for the coastal race and the great coaches that have been brought into the league.
Coach, to your right, you'll see the gentleman standing.
Hello, Jonathan Leifheit, GoJackets.com. Coach, you're coming off of 3 consecutive 3-win seasons. You made a lot of off-season kind of changes. Can you kind of comment to kind of the media and kind of the fan base and kind of tell what should give them optimism about this coming season, and what makes you believe you're going to turn it around and get things going in the right direction?
Absolutely, yeah, just excited about the guys that we've been able to add to the organization, whether that be coaches, whether that be players. Over the last couple of years, we've been able to develop a lot of depth within the roster and a lot of leadership, and the way the guys are working, the way they come into the building, the way they attack the workouts. Just excited to be back on the grass on August 5th. And the big focus since the end of last season is how can we play the best brand of Georgia Tech football on college football Saturdays. And, that's been the focus of everything that we've done, all the changes that we've made, all the deep introspection on how we do things and why we do things, and just excited to see us continue to build and work throughout the preseason. And obviously we've got a high-profile matchup in Mercedes-Benz Stadium to start the season against a great Clemson team. So just excited to keep working and building until we get to that point, and then just continue to get better every single week.
Coach, keep your sight lines right there. It's the gentleman right next to him.
Rod McKenzie with GoJackets.com. Geoff, talking about those new coaching hires, how have they been received by the players, and in the short time you've been around, and what is your evaluation of what you've seen from those coaches? Yeah,
and obviously you'll get a chance to talk to our guys here in just a minute, but they've come in with the proper attitude, mindset, poured into our guys. We started spring ball a lot earlier than we have in the past, so that we could get all the new schemes, all the new things that we're doing offensively and defensively into our guys, into the cut-up database, and give us time throughout the last 6 weeks of the spring semester and over the summer to rep those things, go through the cut-ups with the guys, and that's been very beneficial for us. And then the leadership that we have in our program has brought the new guys in, taught them the processes, the things that we do, but everything that we're doing and have done and will continue to do is to be able to put a product on the field that makes all the Georgia Tech alumni, Georgia Tech fans, former players very proud of the product that we put on the field when we play.
Coach, right in front of you to your left.
Coach Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. How are you?
Doing great.
To look at positives going into year 4, obviously in the win-loss column you don't see that, but
sure.
Where are you seeing it heading into year 4 that's tangible for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the big thing is just teaching the guys the process, how we do things, how we go about our preparation, how we go about our work. And one of the biggest things and the benefit to the leadership in the program is staying true to the process and improving the process even though results aren't showing on the field. And the commitment from the leadership in our program and the coaches to continue to find ways to improve every single day has been the whole focus. And obviously going to continue to do that this last 2 weeks of summer workouts. Got a really good preseason planned, and just continue to build and grow and develop the relationships and be ready to play really good football when we get to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and then week in and week out throughout the season.
Back to your right, just about the middle of the section.
How you doing, Coach? Cortland Griffin with three-point conversion. When you were here last year, you talked about how the swagger of your program comes from the top down. You guys got the new uniforms, of course, but it's the same coach, same team, you know what I mean, same swagger. Sure. Can you kind of talk about how the new look has renewed maybe or given you guys a new boost and what that's going to look like with the product on the field?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Adidas did a really good job with the design of the uniforms, and they're calling the Georgia Tech Classic look, and I think they hit it right on mark. The Georgia Tech programs that I'm used to seeing growing up, and I think they're sharp, crisp, classic look. But the big thing is just how we play, how we go about our business, how we prepare, how we work. That's been the whole focus since we've been back together in January. Our guys have done a great job with that mindset. Even during off-season workouts, you alluded to the swagger and the brand and those kind of things. Well, we just went all gray for the off-season workouts. We didn't have logos. We didn't have flash. It was all about just getting in there and going to work. And I think that mindset has permeated the locker room. And, the guys have been really focused on just getting to work, come in, be intentional in what we're trying to do, have a focus every single day, and being consistent with those work habits. And we'll continue to do that until toe meets leather and then continue to build on that.
Coach, to your left, third row, far left.
Coach, Kelly Quinlan, Jackets Online. Just curious about the OTAs. It's a new thing this offseason. How have you been able to use that to your advantage, kind of the pluses and minuses of it? Kind of what are your thoughts on that after going through it for a summer?
Yeah. It's been huge. Since our spring game was on St. Patrick's Day, we've added, I think, 27 new players to the program that weren't in spring ball. So us being able to go out there, have film sessions with the guys, be able to go out on the grass and basically run through plays. You can't go against each other, but go and run through plays on air. And our coaches are able to be out there with them. I think that's been very, very beneficial. And then give us hopefully a head start going into preseason camp, especially with the guys that have been new additions to the program. So we just got to keep building, keep repping to be ready to play at a high level.
Coach, back to your right, gentleman that asked you a previous question.
Yeah, Jonathan Leifheit again, Go Jackets. Coach, can you comment a little bit on obviously the NIL has been a big topic of discussion in the offseason. And can you kind of comment on where Georgia Tech stands, where you feel like they stand in terms of offering NIL opportunities and whatnot relative to the rest of the conference and also the rest of the Southeast?
Well, I think one of the biggest pieces is our location. Being in the heart of the city of Atlanta, where there's a lot of opportunities for our guys to benefit from the name, image, and likeness. We fully support it as a coaching staff, as an institution, as an administration. And, we've got the system set up with the different collectives. There's even one that's, run by our players as well. But I think all the opportunities are there in the city of Atlanta, and the support that we give our guys is there with the 404 Academy and things like that. And I think whatever's best for the student athlete, they work so hard at such a great academic institution to play at a high level, represent the institute in the best possible way they can. And I'm just proud of the way our guys have handled it. The locker room, I think at times people early on were worried about how it was going to affect locker rooms. But I think with the leadership that's in our program, the guys that are in that locker room, it's been really positive. And obviously these guys can speak for it even better than I can. But I've been proud of the way the guys have handled it and maximized their opportunities that they're given.
Coach, on the aisle, on the edge, third row.
Hey, Geoff,
Hey,
Ken
Ken.
Seguir, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. You'd mentioned deep introspection, and I remember you saying before you wanted to do a deep dive in the program.
Yep.
Can you give me a couple examples of things that you have determined we need to fix this or change this that you feel like could have an impact ultimately on the field?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we've done that are very public. Some new additions to the coaching staff, obviously, bringing in 17 new transfers to the program, different things that are public representations of the things that we're doing. Then a lot of things are internal as well, just trying to find every single way so that the product on the field, the way we play the game, the way we represent the Institute, how we get better every single day, play a tough physical brand of football. Guys play with great energy, great effort. That's been the biggest focus throughout this entire offseason. And we'll continue to do that on a daily basis. What can we do better to put our guys in the best position to have success during the college football season? And I'm excited about the guys that are in the program to help us do that.
We're going to stay on the left side, gentlemen, about 7th row back.
Hey, Coach. Tony Siracusa from Last Word on College Football. About an hour ago, the D1 Advisory Council recommended that all restrictions get taken off transfers.
Okay.
That they be allowed to transfer as many times as they want, and be eligible immediately as long as they meet academic requirements. This still has to go through final approval, but how hard is it as a coach, or how hard could this make it, keeping tabs on your numbers and your roster when players are free to come and go so easily?
I think the first part of that, is as long as the decisions are being made to benefit the student athlete, that's what we support in this program. Obviously, there are things that you've got to calculate as a head coach and in a personnel department and those kind of things. And I've been blessed to be surrounded with some great people that help give counsel and help manage all of those things as well. And then we've got a great group of guys that are in the locker room that have done a really nice job of helping us bring guys into the program to help elevate the way we play football in the fall. So I've been, pleased with the way our guys have handled it. But whatever's in the best interest of the student athlete, that's where my opinion lies.
Coach, from the podium here, that pro-style offense last year, the Jackets ran for 102 first downs, and you passed for 104 first downs. Is that the type of balance you're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Chip Long, we hired as the offensive coordinator, tremendous background of developing offenses and offensive players, being very multiple, having a tough physical style of football that is very complex to defenses, but with our own guys being able to execute very clean and fundamentally sound. So that's been the big focus that we've been going through since January, and excited to continue to build on that and, play at a high level, running, passing, and, blocking and all those things.
Your last question, a bit on the lighter side. You have your alma mater on the schedule in week 2.
Sure.
Respecting the idea that it is one game at a time, are you looking forward to going up against the Catamounts?
Well, I think, obviously we've got a big opener at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Monday Night Football, and then we turn around and play 5 days later against my alma mater. Obviously, challenges, that we got to continue to build and get ready for. And, but obviously take it one game at a time, but obviously know that the Catamounts will be there week 2.
Coach, thank you. You can switch places with Dylan. We'll take our tight end, the junior, for the next 5 minutes or so. And we'll have our first question for Dylan to your right, be about the 4th row or so.
Hey, Dylan. The new offensive coordinator is Chip Long, and he's also your position coach, and you had a chance to maybe get a little glimpse of what the offense is going to be like in the spring. What is your assessment of what you saw?
Yeah, so obviously Coach Long is very good at what he does, and he's been notorious in the past being at Notre Dame and putting out some good tight ends. So I've kind of been absorbing as much as I can from him. And he's doing a great job as far as tight ends specifically, put us in the position to make good plays, and I have full intention of making a lot of good plays this year. So it's been a great experience working with him so far, and I look forward to seeing how he helps us this year and produces for tight ends as well.
Back to the front row, just to your left.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Dylan, having that job as tight end, sometimes it is a thankless job and it's not something that's always given the spotlight. What can you say to that effect, and do you have a chip on your shoulder when you go out there every single Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need all the spotlight when it comes down to it. I mean, I enjoy just getting out there and doing what's best for the team and putting on for guys and letting Dante block for guys like Dante, let him make big plays the past 3 years. Obviously, tight ends have been in the spotlight a lot relative to receiving the past few years. We've been haven't been involved as much as I'd like to, or any of the tight ends on the team would like to, but I think Coach Long is going to change that a lot. Even just this past spring ball in the summer, we're involved in the passing game a lot more, so hopefully we'll get a little more of that spotlight. So, yeah.
Dylan, from the podium, take us through the moment that when you as a walk-on received the news of your scholarship prior to the 2020 season. What was that like?
Yeah. So coming out of high school, I had back surgery going into my senior year, and I was pretty small for a tight end. I was thinking my senior high school I was like 185 pounds, so I was pretty tiny. But actually, my best friend Jordan Yates, he was originally committed to Tech, and he ended up coming with me, and he kind of was my little slide in. So I built a relationship with Coach Collins through Jordan, and Coach, which I'm very appreciative to this day, gave me an opportunity to walk on at Georgia Tech, which was the best decision I've ever made. And after the first season, I ended up playing every game, mostly on special teams, and I'd get in here and there on offense. But I remember the moment I was just in my dorm room right before we went on Christmas break, and Coach Collins gave me the call and told me I was going to be on a full scholarship. And I mean, that feeling was surreal. Just to know that I bet on myself, and when people told me, hey, you maybe don't belong in the D1 level, I just bet on myself, and Coach Collins gave me the opportunity. He told me I had to do certain things, I would get a scholarship, and he was true to his word. So I'll forever be appreciative of that, and it was an awesome experience.
Well, thank you for that. We'll go back to the left side, third row.
Kelly Quinlan, Jackets Online. Dylan, just curious, you're kind of in that senior leadership role,
Yep.
Not quite there yet, but just what has it been like to take over some leadership aspects of the team? You got the single digit now as well. Just Can you kind of talk about what your approach has been?
Yeah, so for sure. So this year we obviously have a lot of new people, as Coach Collins were talking about. So I mean, being here for 3 years, I know the right way to do things and the way Coach Collins wants things done. So I've been trying to hold that standard up to the best of my ability and kind of shed that on to the new kids coming in as well as the freshmen. So I just try to hold people accountable and hold that high standard. And I feel that people look up to me for that, and I try to pull people aside one-on-one, just try to show them the ropes a little bit. But I mean, I can always improve as a leader, and I think these guys right here are great leaders too. So we're just trying to bring them along on what we know is right, and is going to pay off for sure.
Your last question, third row to your left.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com. You guys moved the ball some last year, but we're near the bottom in scoring. Yeah. What are some of the things this new offense has to do to put the Jackets in the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think a lot of the fact is consistency with us. I feel like last year we did have some games where we put up on high points, but I think as far as us it's for offense is not getting 3-4 touchdowns better. I mean, we lost 5 games last year by single-digit points. So I think it's a lot of us as stepping stones. Hey, first let's get 5 points better, 6 points better. And if we do that, I mean, you flip those single-digit games around, we're talking about an 8-3 season rather than a 3-9. I think that's right, math. But, I mean, we're having a very different conversation than we are having now. So we just need to gain that edge, and we've been getting better every year. I mean, we don't need to change every single thing we did on offense. For the past 3 years, obviously, the new coach, he run things a little different. But, hey, we just need to, to have those small increments of getting better, and it'll for sure show.
Dylan, thank you. We'll switch it up with Dante. Dante will be our redshirt junior running back for the next 5-6 minutes of Q&A. Our first question, Dante, it looks like will come from the front row, left, right in front of you.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Dante, bringing in a guy like Hassan Hall from Louisville, just what that does to make this a dynamic backfield and what you're excited about to get to work with him this season.
Hassan, he's a really great player. Having him, it just adds more to our group. We had 3 running back sleeves, so obviously we have to, find some guys that are able to come in and play and be really good players. And Hassan Hall is one of those good players. He's another fast player, so a lot of times when we're conditioning, we're racing, and that's how you get better. You compete with the people next to you. So bringing in people like Hassan Hall and Dylan McDuffie, it only brings up the competition, and then essentially it makes us better and makes the team better.
Dante, to your right about the sixth row.
How you doing, Dante? My name is Cortland Griffin. I'm with the three-point conversion. So you've improved every year as a running back. Like, you've gotten better and better and better. What has attributed to that? Like, you know, what are the things that you're doing in the off season to help you, you know, take that leap as a leader on this team and as the lead back and possibly the future back for this Yellow Jackets offense?
I feel like the biggest thing is confidence. You know, slowly throughout the years, I started getting more playing time and, you know, showing myself what I can do on the field versus, you know, college players. And I redshirted, so for a long time I didn't get to see it as a running back. I seen it on special teams, but as a running back, you know, my confidence wasn't there. So every year my confidence builds. Another important thing I feel like contributes to that is Coach Lou, my strength coach. Every year he's helping us find ways to become stronger, faster, and more explosive. And steadily throughout the years, that's what I've done. I've become bigger, faster, and more explosive. And so it really just starts with those things. I feel like the biggest thing is confidence for sure.
Dante, I've read where it is that you like to fish. Can you pass along some fisherman tips to the room here today?
I do. I creek fish, so I go to the ponds and stuff, but I like to creek fish. You know, make sure you know what you're fishing for. I don't have too much advice. If you want advice, you know, come find me and we can talk about it and do it.
It always helps to know what you're fishing for, doesn't it? Nice.
I truly enjoy it. I mean, I love football, but close second is fishing. I've done it all my life, just as I've done football. And you know.
Who turned you on to fishing?
Excuse me?
Who got you started in fishing? Who turned you on?
Oh, definitely my father. Growing up, he always, you know, me, him, and my brothers, my cousins, my whole family fishes. So really, it's kind of like a family thing. We all fish, and you know, we all enjoy it, and you know, even times when we go fishing with each other, we kind of turn it into like a competitive thing. So you know, now when I fish, like I kind of fish to catch the biggest and the most fish. Sometimes I don't fish for fun. Sometimes I fish to compete.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not your choice if you catch the biggest one, right?
It's not at all.
Another question for you will come from the right side, fifth row.
Hey, Dante, the offensive line is only returning one starter, Jordan Williams. Some pretty good qualified transfers have come in. What was it like running behind those guys in the spring?
You know, it was different, but also it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought, you know, since we're playing with younger guys, things would be sloppier, and it was the complete opposite. You know, those guys came out, showed that they can play, showed that they knew what they were doing, and I appreciate them for doing so. And I think, like you said, we have transfers coming in and some that didn't get to do spring. And from what I've seen in OTAs, like they're doing the same thing. They're soaking it in. They're working hard. You know, day in, day out, I see it, and I appreciate that from our O-line.
Dante, we appreciate it. You can switch up with Zamari.
Thank you.
And our redshirt junior DB will spend the last few minutes with us. And Zamari, your question first will come from the right side. The gentleman in the blue shirt.
Bryce Kuhn with GoJackets.com. Zamari, Coach talked about it. You added a lot through the transfer portal, especially your position as well. Can you talk about what that depth's like and what it's been like to work with some of those guys and kind of just having that depth going into this fall?
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple of DB transfers that came in. And, you know, right now we're just trying to kind of buy them in into what we're about. Everybody knows we got Coach Tillman as a coach. So, you know, we're all just trying to build that chemistry and, you know, work together. And, you know, outside of football, just keep building chemistry and, you know, be together as one.
We're going to keep it on the right-hand side, just behind him.
How you doing? My name is Cortland Griffin, three-point conversion. You're a bigger corner. You're listed at 6'3". You know, I know you like to get physical, and I think that's a part of, you know, Coach Geoff's, you know, philosophy is big physical, you know, defense. Yeah. You as a corner, is there any challenges you have with going up and matching up against smaller, swifter guys? And I know that this conference has a lot of those guys in here. So Is that something that you find more challenging, something that you work on in the off season?
Honestly, I'd say no. You know, anybody that I get put against, you know, I'm gonna work and compete against that person, tall or big. So obviously a little bit faster, but I'm fast too. So it's not really a big of a deal to me.
Zamari, to your left, front row.
Zamari, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. On your social media Twitter page, it's very simple, and you have one line. It says, pursuing the Lord at all costs. Just what you can say about living faith forward and not being afraid to put that out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I keep God first. Without God, I wouldn't be anything. And so I make sure, you know, before games and before practice, you know, I'm always trying to praise the man above, and I feel like that keeps me going. So I just want to make sure I give him the glory and stuff like that, and, you know, and then play football.
Zamari, back to your right, fifth row. Sir, please stand. Yeah, you're good.
Zamari, you now have coaches going to one coach for the entire secondary. And of course, you're the leader now in that secondary. What has it been like in the meeting room and on the field for your group of players?
It's been really good. We got a couple of guys that has played, and, you know, we just, like I said, we're just trying to build that chemistry. We're all critiquing each other. If we do something good, you know, we give each other compliments. If we do something bad, we just be real with each other, and we need that in that DB room. So we're just making sure everybody's able to talk, whether you're young or older person. So we're doing a pretty good job so far.
To your left, third row, gentleman standing there.
Kelly Quinlan, Jackets Online. Zamari, you've been one of the most steady guys since Coach Collins been there in the secondary, but other guys have kind of just gotten more press or more media or whatever. Do you feel like this is sort of your breakout time to kind of show people what you can do and kind of be that leader on the secondary?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the DBs, and really just not even the DBs, the whole team as a whole. Like, we're doing really good. I mean, things has changed at Georgia Tech, and we'll show that week one. But as far as the team, we've been doing a really good job, and so I'm just happy to be competing with those guys and keep working.
Zamari, from here at the podium, you traveled to Puerto Rico this year. Tell us about that experience.
Oh, so actually, I was not able to travel to Puerto Rico.
Then
so I went back home to visit family.
I'll retract the question then. Next question for Zamari, please. Sorry about that.
We'll
go up the center aisle. Here at the very end is third row. I got to do better research, Zamari.
Zamari, Ken Segura, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. You mentioned that things have changed. If I could follow up on that, what are some of those things that you have seen and felt within the team?
Can you say that a little bit louder?
You mentioned that things have changed and that we'll see them, you know, when the season starts. What are some of those things, would you say?
The offense is rolling. You know, Geoff is he's putting in the work, and you can just tell he's with those guys, you know, at the beginning of practice, after workouts. And as far as the DBs, we're just trying to get better. I mean, we're doing stuff outside of football, like I said, just trying to mesh together, get that bond, getting to know each other. And then on the football field, a lot of communication and just trying to make each other right, you know what I mean? And we're just playing together as one unit.
Zamari, thank you. Georgia Tech, thank you. You guys enjoy the rest of the afternoon and have a great season. Folks, Virginia Tech, last but certainly not least.